How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my true FPS tutorial series. And in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the weapon M.Sign system. With this system you won't need any extra camera. We're just gonna use math. Alright, so first up, in our weapon skeleton I'm gonna add a new socket, and I will name it iron sight, and then I will move it up a bit. Alright, so the basic of our M.Sign system is that when we press the right mouse button, our camera will be moved to the location of this socket. Okay, so I will click save, and now in our new starter pack I will create a new blueprint class, and I'm going to choose the player controller class, and I will name it character controller. Alright, and also in the blueprints, in the third person blueprint, I will create a new folder and I will call it camera manager, and inside this folder I will create a new blueprint class, and I would find the player camera manager class and select, and I will call it character camera BP. Okay, so that's all we need to create for this video. Okay, so in here I'm gonna create a new custom event, and I will call it toggle M.Sign. Alright, so the input will be a boolean, and I will call it toggle, and we'll call branch. So when this is true, we're gonna create a timeline. I will call it M.Sign timeline. Gonna play it, and if the toggle is false, we're gonna reverse compile, and in this timeline I will create a float track, and I will call it M.Sign alpha. So the length will be about 0.3. So this will be the duration when we move our camera to the iron sight socket. So it depends, you can change it if you want. Alright, so I'm gonna add a key. The time will be 0 and the value will be 0, and then another key, and the time will be 0.3, which is the end of our timeline, and the value will be 1. And so after that we're gonna right click and click auto, so the curve is smoother. Alright, so the M.Sign alpha I will promote to a new variable, and I will call it M.Sign value, and I will plug the update to the set node, compile and save. And also before this, before the timeline, I will also create a new variable called M.Sign enable. So when this is true, we will set the value to be true, and when this is false, we will set the variable to be false. Alright, so compile and save. Okay, so in the in the third person blueprint, the camera manager. So in the event graph, we're gonna override a function called blueprint update camera. Alright, so this function will help us to override the existing camera behavior to implement our own camera behavior. Alright, so it has a return node with the location, the rotation, and the field of view of our camera. So alright, so from the camera target, we'll cast it to our character blueprint. Alright, and then I will call the valid node just in case. So if valid, we're gonna plug it to our return node, and then I will promote this variable, and I'll call it final camera location. This will be the final camera rotation. And the return value will be true. Compile and save. Okay, so this is the math to move our camera to the iron sight socket. Basically when we enable the aim down sight, the aim down sight value will go from 0 to 1, and with that we're gonna load the current camera location to the iron sight socket location, and then we will also get a left node. So the alpha will be the end outside value, and I will change the field of view from 90 to 80. Okay, compile. So in here we're gonna get the world transform of our iron sight socket, and then we're gonna subtract the return value with the current camera location, and then this is a map to find the parallel line with our current camera location. Okay, so with this node we're gonna load between the current camera location and the parallel line, which lined up with the iron sight socket. Okay, and the final camera rotation will basically be our control rotation. Okay, so that's all you need to do for this blueprint update function. Okay, so I forgot about this. So in here we're gonna set the player reference to the from the output node, from the output of this node. Then plug it right like this. Alright, so in here I'm gonna move it down a little bit, and then if we press the right mouse button, we're gonna call the toggle end outside node, and the value will be true, and if we release, the value will be false. Power and save. Alright. Alright, so the next step is to go to our unused starter pack folder and create a new game mode. Now we'll call it to FPS Game Mode. And in here we're gonna change our player controller class to be the character controller we just created. The default pawn class will be the UE4 character. Then compile, save, and in the world settings we're gonna change it to the true FPS game mode. And then if I hit play, alright, so if I hit play and I press the right mouse button, you can see the character is now aimed down sign. So the socket is a little bit too low, so I will raise it up. Alright, just a little bit. Oh, so it's actually too high. My bad. Still a little bit too high. Alright, so now we have the weapon aim-down-sight system. Alright, so that's the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one.